But again, her speed kept her in it.
And Steffi seems to be grasping to find her form. I mean, that was not a good drop shot. It was a very high shot, but she mixed up the pace and just threw Zina off. Zina made a unforced error. If Steffi finds her range, she'll be dangerous, and she's just trying to search for it now.
What did you do? Think about that when you got into one of those slumps.
I just stopped trying to make it. I just stopped making errors.
In other words, you played it down the middle of the court?
I just didn't try to hit the lines every point. Just tried to string together 5 or 6 shots in a row, and the more balls I hit in the court, the more my confidence grew.
It's no time to be a scientist. You don't want to start inventing ways now. Just go back to what's solid and basic.
She should play her game. That's what's made her #1 in the world. Great anticipation from Zina Garrison. She could go one way or the other. Here you see her hit this shot that was a setup for Steffi Graf, and she just guessed. She just moved over to that one side and guessed where Steffi was going to hit it and was correct.
Again, a look up into the box. 40-15. On the line.
Well, here you see Zina's mobility, sprinting to the ball, getting it with a one-handed shot, but Steffi was there to hit a winner.
40-30. 1-all in the second. Garrison leads by a set.
And she wants to keep this lead. This is a big game for Zina. She doesn't want to get into an even situation with Steffi Graf right now. You see, if Steffi starts to connect with a few more of those forehands, Zina's in trouble. She has to really get a lot of first serves in now. Prevent Steffi from putting that second serve away.
Double fault, her second, and Graf now with the first break point of the second set.
Juice. Well, a good time for an ace. Steffi leaves that forehand side pretty open.
Figuring that the opponent won't serve to her strength.
Right, she dares you to serve to her forehand, and she's moved over so far that it really leaves that side open. Zina taking her time. Good play play by Steffi Graf. She's starting to hit that forehand with a little more authority. Zina was out of the court. The angle was such a great one, and then just gave her the whole court. Smart play.
So 2 break points erased by Garrison. Garrison Brain Trust sharing a moment, of course, with the Graf seated immediately in front of them. You can imagine the tension up there.
Once again, Steffi's return was low, and it forced Zina to volley up for a setup, and she had to guess. She had to pick a side, and she picked the wrong side.
3rd break point in this game. And again, she uses an ace to deny Graf, and she didn't like the call. Come on, please, she cried. Longest game of the match now, 4th deuce. Big gust of wind.
Yeah. Tornado time.
Just blowing paper cups and material around.
It's a real equalizer, that wind.
And Graf complains again.
Here, he watched the ball. Oh, that ball looked like it was right on the line to me. I think it was wishful thinking on Steffi's part.
And Garrison, despite 3 breaks against her, stays on serve in the 2nd. And the drama builds here at center court.
Wimbledon 1990 has been brought to you by Merrill Lynch. We're bullish on the 90s. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Eagle Snacks. Serve them up. Everyone loves them. And by AT&T, the right choice.
While we have a chance, let me explain what we have to do here. We're limited on this afternoon program to 2 consecutive hours on the air. The match actually began an hour ahead of the time that we came on the air in the United States. We're not going to be able to show it to you in its entirety, so we're going to have to jump ahead. Where we last left off, Garrison, of course, had won the first set 6-3. She was leading through 3 games of set 2, 2 games to 1. Now we're going to jump ahead to game 8 of set 2. Graf is now in front 4 games to 3, trying to even the match. And again, Dick and Chris.
How dominant has Steffi Graf been? Think about it. Since the first of '87, 3.5 years, 278 matches, 9 losses. They're the only women who have beaten her. Point of the match.
Both players keeping the ball down so low. They're just chipping it up. Zina, once again, anticipated so well. Look at that angle. Steffi rushing as usual. If I were Zina, I think I'd really take my time and not let her rush me as much.
Wind blowing right into the face of Graf. $15 all.
Tried a touch shot there. Once again, Steffi putting pressure on Zina coming into the net. Zina has to produce a winner, or else Steffi will volley a winner.
Yeah, Zina saying I had to get down on that low skidding slice. Point from 5-3, Graf.
Game is dropped.
Zina not happy with that service linesman.
Graf leads 5-3.
And now serves to stay in the second set. Only one service break in this set. Garrison broke Graf 3 times in the first.
Love 15.
Oh, it's been felt around the women's tour that Graf has a good net game, a good aggressive game, but she hasn't had to use it. She's tough enough from the baseline, but she's gone to that strategy today in this second set, and it has worked.
Well, Zina's made her play a game not familiar to Steffi. Her forehand hasn't really been working.
15.
It heard you.
Yes, she's been making a lot of errors off that forehand.
Just see how it's gone in the first set, unforced errors. Now it's Garrison making more mistakes and Graf really cutting down.
Right. Steffi wins about 99.9% of her matches at the baseline, but probably would still win about 95% of her matches if she served, volleyed, or came into the net all the time.
Now 2 set points for Graf to draw even in this match.
Steffi returning much, much better.
Boy, they both have great hands.
30.
Well, it's a race to the net right now. Both players coming in. Zina already at the net. Steffi coming in, and they have a quick exchange. Zina's hands are maybe a little quicker than Steffi's right now.
Another set point.
Game and second set, Miss Graf.
Steffi Graf. 6-3. Talk about pressure. 1 set for the Wimbledon final.
1 set all.
And to the third set we go. Semifinals at Wimbledon. Peter Graf, father of the champion, A more relaxed mood now. His daughter has won the second set 6-3 and serves an ace to open the third, her 6th.
Well, the atmosphere is a little more lighthearted now.
Well, the hustle and foot speed of Graf kept it in play.
A beautiful get by Zina Garrison. Here you see her moving. She changes direction so quickly, stabs at it with a one-handed backhand, and Steffi really never should have missed that volley. Important first game for both players.
She's played few matches better than today, Zina Garrison. Meeting the challenge of number 1.
Steffi's favorite serve, again, to that backhand side. Zina should maybe anticipate that a little bit better.
Especially in the ad court.
In this deuce side, she has both serves. She can serve wide and also down the tee, down the middle of the court.
Just long. And a break point for Garrison.
Zina going back to her tactics that helped her to win the first set. Coming in off Steffi's serve, putting the pressure on her.
Zina did not have a break chance in the second set.
Well, it's a real volley match right now. It's who gets the net at the first time, and Steffi a little upset with herself.
Boy, though, watching that replay, where she hits the forehand, it's almost off her right hip.
Advantage Miss Graf.
Let's take another look at a Graf forehand. You tell me how she makes this work.
Well, she hits it behind her. She hits it late and has better disguise because she hits it late. But she's going to make more errors also.
It's good.
Game is
Beautiful lob by Graf. She holds. We're in the third set. Tied a set apiece.
first game, final set.
Well, here's a shot that Steffi Graf hasn't used that much, but it's a good play against Zina. Zina's not that tall. You can get it over her head easily.
Well, Zina Garrison had a chance to break in the opening game of this third set. Graf is held. Garrison to serve love 1.
Steffi Graf trying to get into the net at every opportunity.
Have you ever seen her attack more than
Never.
this?
I've never seen her. She's coming in every single point, trying to take the net away from Zina, because Zina's winning the majority of her points at the net.
Let's look at the statistic that will reflect the aggressiveness of play. Garrison, 40 winners and 64 approaches, but Graf, 34 times. She hadn't come to the net that often in the entire championship.
No, that's a lot for her.
30 love. Again, the wind bothering both servers.
Well, I think the wind carried that ball a little bit. Zina also probably was expecting a down-the-line shot. She wrong-footed her. Yeah, she took her eye off the ball, and the ball was carried because of the wind.
An opening for Graf. And she misfires.
Not easy. Steffi's so used to going for the lines and being so accurate that when it is windy, she is going to make more errors.
How does the wind react here? Because it is a closed court, and with those overhangs, no matter which way the wind's coming from, it reacts differently once it gets in the stadium.
It's swirly inside. It's not predictable.
Game is Garrison.
It's 1-all.
And we will find a
Different tactic here by Zina. She said, well, I'll just serve right into the body. Steffi wasn't expecting it. Jammed her.
Again, Graf taking the net. They've met 6 other times. The first time was 5 years ago when Steffi was only 15, and that's the only time Garrison beat her.
That's the time most of us beat her, when she was about 14, 15. I don't think Steffi's played an opponent so far in this tournament that's really jammed her as much as Zina Garrison. Great lob. Well, both players could use this lob a lot more. Steffi's also so close to the net that she's very susceptible to the lob, very vulnerable. But look how fast she gets back there. Almost makes it, but not quite. Yes. Nina set that up so well.
And with it, 2 break points.
She knew that Steffi left the court open. And Zina hit a piercing down-the-line shot.
2 chances to take the lead in the third. It's just wide.
30-40.
Steffi Graf, whenever she's in trouble, she comes up with a big serve.
You can hear how heavily she's breathing again, and she's been blowing her nose, every towel off. Obviously, that sinus problem hindering her. Garrison with another chance just misses, and those 2 breakers are gone.
Well, Zina hit that off her back foot, and she was really way late when she hit the ball. It was not a high percentage shot to try. Another smart play. Steffi is so close to the net, she just wants to cut off those volleys. And Zina is known for her feel and for her touch. Gentle lob over the head. Wins her the point.
Third chance to take the lead.
First service.
Is in the lead. Final set, the semis of Wimbledon.
Garrison leads 2-1, final set.
Zina's husband, Willard Jackson. Yes, baby, yes. Got to fight in there again. That's support and love and a little urging as well for Zina Garrison, who serves with the lead in the third, 2-1. Well, the crowd often premature with these two players on court cheering before the point's over.
Look at that get from Steffi Graf. Oh, how quick she is.
Willard Jackson has left the friends box for a moment. Don't imagine there's any nerves working there, do you? Good return.
Well, this is interesting for Zina Garrison because she broke serve. There's always a danger after you break serve that you yourself will be broken. Sure enough, this seems to be happening right here.
15-30.
Steffi trying every shot in the book here. A good approach shot on this backhand. She moves in so quick. Look how fast she is. Anticipated right and hit that angle volley for a winner. That's her strategy now.
One breaker gone.
Another great overhead from Zina Garrison. She gets off the ground, a foot off the ground. And Steffi gives her a wild forehand.
She's
Dug herself out time and time again. 15-40 to deuce. trying to become the first black woman to win Wimbledon since the great Althea Gibson won back-to-back in 57 and 58. In fact, she's the first black U.S. woman to win on center court since Gibson. And she first arrived here in the early 80s.
Advantage with Garrison.
Steffi very frustrated with her forehand. That's, again, her bread and butter shot. She's missing a lot. She has been below form in this match.
Garrison knew. She holds. It's 3-1.
Steffi trying every opportunity to come in off that slice backhand. What a beautiful down-the-line shot. Inspiring shot.
If there's someone who had the reputation of getting the jitters and being so emotional, she certainly seems to be holding together.
But Steffi's not down and out yet.
I thought
Coming
Garrison
into
had
the
this
net.
point, didn't you?
Watch her reflexes here. Quick hands.
She practices daily, rigorously with Pavel Slozil, and he hits all out. There's that forehand.
We talk about nerves and getting nervous in big matches.
There is Slozil, the coach.
Zina really has no pressure on her this match. You know, she has nothing to lose.
Well done.
That's what Slozil has been trying to get her to do, is hit that approach out, come into the net and volley more, encouraging her. Oh, heavens. I've never seen Steffi serve volley in singles before.
You lost the color in your face. Now, this Zina may be doing a great disservice to women's tennis. Graf finds out that she can play serve and volley, too.
Oh, they're in big trouble, those women. If she can win that way, there's no answer.
So Graf holds, but it's Zina Garrison in the lead, 3-2 in the third.
1990 is brought to you by Reebok, makers of the revolutionary tennis pump, and by Tenactin, cures recurring athlete's foot. Fast-actin Tenactin puts athlete's foot out for good.
The supporting cast back in place. The ultimate set. And Zina Garrison leads 3-2 over the defending champion and the favorite #1 seed, Steffi Graf.
First service.
Good touch from Zina Garrison. see just a delicate short shot. Great angle.
Winning at Wimbledon is not unfamiliar for Zina. She was the junior champion here in 1981.
Correction, the ball's good. First service.
Ay, 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 says Graf at the other end.
Steffi's showing more emotion today than I've ever seen her. Frustration.
Well, that's funny to everyone but the two competitors.
I think that bird that flew on the court set it off.
Call it a she is a pest today.
15.
I can just see your nose wrinkling and your lips getting a little tighter. The fact that someone might try to break your concentration at a moment like this.
I gave dirty looks in my day.
15 all. 3-2 in the third. What a play by Garrison off a net cord. She slices a perfect approach. You know what's got to be toughest up there is he wants desperately to cheer for his wife, and you can't do it.
It's tougher sitting up there in the stands than it is playing. I mean, when you're playing, you have an outlet, a physical outlet. There's the bird again.
Right on the service line. Off the court, but breaking that radar beam that is sent out just beyond the service line to help the line person.
But he knows to go right on the line. That's what's funny.
Oh, the worms are dead there.
Well, Steffi Graf's got to come up with some more big returns of serve because she's just chipping the return or blocking it back and not hitting with her usual force.
Point from 4-2.
Zina lunging for that volley, but Steffi's forehand was a little too much to handle.
Well, Steffi's return really was the terrific shot in that on that point. She was jammed, and she hit it right off her knee and made a good play.
And it's great that she's coming into net winning points, but she can't forget what's made her number one, and that is her big forehand.
Garrison with another perfect lob has taken a 4-2 lead.
Good strategy, hitting that lob. Look at that speed Steffi Graf has. But it was an easy shot for Zina. Zina Garrison, once she gets up to the net, she can't afford to hit 2 or 3 volleys back to Steffi. There's that topspin backhand cross court.
Well, we've seen a new Steffi Graf. A topspin backhand and attacking, aggressive play.
Excuse me. Is the machine working now or not? Sorry? It was long. It was 3 times before 2, and now the machine doesn't work and suddenly says out. What is this?
Is that the way she normally would be, or is that the pressure of this semifinal?
It's the pressure. She's usually pretty cool.
30 love.
And she gets mad herself, inside herself, but she doesn't usually question things quite as much.
Time running out on the champion. 2-4, 30 love.
40 love.
That's number 7.
Game is off. 3 balls.
When we return, it'll be Zina Garrison serving 4-3.
Garrison leads 4 games to 3, final set.
At center court, after cheering both competitors, now silent as Zina Garrison serves 2 games away from Saturday's final. 4-3.
The crowd, I think, is stunned by what's taking place before their eyes. Well, not only is Zina Garrison
Once again,
quick on her
ladies and
feet,
gentlemen, please, no flashlight photography. It is most disturbing for both players. Thank you.
but she's anticipating the ball so well.
In 1963 in Houston, Mary Garrison went to her physician. They decided to have surgery because of a growth. They went to a second opinion, and it turned out it wasn't a tumor. It was Zina. And so she's felt throughout her life that she's a lucky child. And in fact, her mother named her Zina Z because she knew she'd be the last of 7. And the last of the alphabet would remind her of that.
She's made her luck, though, with hard work. I remember watching her. She practiced 4 or 5 hours a day.
Ooh, that one just walked over for a second serve. 30-15. When Zina won the doubles with Shriver and Seoul, she said that the Olympics were the highlight of her tennis career, the most exciting time of my life. Let's see, 8 more errors by Graf, which ultimately may be the difference in this match. A point from 5-3 is Garrison. Another unforced forehand, and now Steffi Graf. How rare these times have been. in the semifinals to be serving to stay in a match.
Lead 5 games to 3, final set.
Well, perhaps,
ladies and gentlemen,
all this commotion and press surrounding Steffi and her father perhaps has taken a toll.
first service.
She's run down physically. Maybe she's run down emotionally also.
And she's run into a player at the top of her game.
15 left.
And the confidence that must have built within Zina Garrison after her upset of Monica Seles in the last round, having a transfer into this match at center court.
Well, Dick, getting yourself out of tight situations, out of close matches like that, really does help your confidence. There, Steffi Graf is showing us some of her touch.
The line. That's 15 unforced from the forehand wing of Steffi Graf.
Well, Zina Garrison knew exactly where Steffi Graf was going to hit those backhands. Her percentage shot is a cross-court backhand volley. She was right there.
Game
to Graf. But when we return, the young girl who grew up in the public parks of Houston, Texas, learned her tennis there, will play for the Wimbledon final.
5 games to 4, final set.
The oldest championship may be producing one of 1990's biggest surprises as Zina Garrison serves for the championship round.
Zina sneaking into that net with a low backhand. Steffi setting it up and cracking that forehand. Feel the tension out there and in with the crowd.
Trying to make eye contact with his wife. How many points has she played in her some 20 years in the game, 26-year-old Zina Garrison, and she needs 2 more to beat Steffi Graf and earn her first Grand Slam final.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Incredibly, with an ace, Zina Garrison has defeated Steffi Graf. Garrison is in the Wimbledon final. Oh, my.
Miss Garrison wins 2 sets to 1. 6-3, 3-6, 6-4.
Her name begins with Z, Zina. It ends with A, and she ends Graf's run of finals with an ace. Zina Garrison to the Wimbledon Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of security, maybe remind spectators to please take all your property with you.
Well,
when
what a
leaving your
way
seats
to
or
end a
viewing
match.
position.
Zina, so
Also,
happy.
any
Biggest moment in her
spectator leaving
career.
the grounds for the last time is asked to deposit their ticket
And
in
for
any
all of
one
those
the red
like
return
yourself
ticket
who have
boxes.
watched her
Thank you very
progress
much.
and fight off the problems she's had, that she wasn't able to win the big matches, the usual choke tags and that sort of thing. And, well, you've got to feel that man has been a strong influence in her life. She did fight, and come on, baby, she did. Willard Jackson. Willard Jackson Garrison today. Zina Garrison over Steffi Graf, 6-3, 3-6, 6-4.